BJ, that LAPC final table was awesome. I mean, total domination, start to finish. And no, I am not talking about Sean Chazieri. I'm talking about this chick who went 1, 2, 3 in the fantasy draft.
I went 1, 2, and 3 if you start with who busted first.
Yeah, you.
1, 2, 3.
I had the top 3 finishers at LAPC. You had the bottom 3, and it was almost as if they...
It was like in 29 hands, my team was entirely eliminated.
It's almost as if they organized a mutiny, which is why today's show is called Mutiny on the Bounties with Jess and BJ. But mostly BJ, because it was his team that mutinied on him.
Okay, but moving on to this tournament, because that tournament is ancient history.
All right, fine.
Why Bounties, Jess?
Well, we're here at Bay 101 in San Jose for the Shooting Star Bounty Tournament. But before we get into too much detail about the bounties, I think we have some settling up and some over-undering to do.
Didn't we just settle up? You won. Now on to the new one. The Bookie set a line. How many players did we have on day 1A?
We had 142 players, which is coincidentally the same number of players we had on day 1A last year when we got
415 total.
So, how many players are we getting in the field this year?
The Bookie, slightly bearish, going with 396.
I'm gonna snap take the over here. I heard satellites were booming. It seems like everyone stuck around in California to go to Bay 101. I take the over.
All right, I'm going to take the slight under. I feel like we're gonna just lose. Like the Bookie, I feel like it's gonna be below last year, not by a lot, but I think we're gonna struggle to get 400. Hope I'm wrong.
I will say I for sure think we're gonna have another $1 million payday for first place this year.
Which we need how many players?
About 370, I think.
Oh yeah.
Not entirely positive on that one, but
I feel good about that.
So it's gonna be very close if we do hit these 30. All right, now we can talk about bounties. We can talk about bounties galore.
Well, first the concept, because this tournament is different than every other WPT tournament in the year.
It is very unique, so
the tournament staff, Matt Savage, assigned shooting stars to notable famous players. Each table is guaranteed at least 1 shooting star.
Yes.
Bust the shooting star, you get $5,000.
And a t-shirt.
And a t-shirt that is not just a t-shirt, it is autographed.
Yes, and an autograph. I'm trying to be like a pirate, but I don't
Yeah, it didn't work too well. And sometimes the players write mean or funny things on the t-shirt.
Will Fiala kind of wrote, what did he write? I suck?
You own my ass.
You got that in your deal, bounty winner.
Yes. Yeah, Will lost several pots to that guy.
Yeah, today we started the day with 19 of the 47 bounties that played this year.
How many survived, Jess?
Only 5.
Not a good
Around
retention rate.
3/4 of the bounties were gone by day's end, and a lot of them were relatively big names. You had Daniel Negreanu making an early exit. Dwight Pilgrim was the first bounty to hit the rail.
Yes.
Who were the other? Eric Seidel, who
busted late. We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. And of the 5, the weird part is the 5 that survived all survived with chips, because Vanessa Salps is in the 124,000 range. She was the highest finishing bounty for the day. Then Christian Harder and Jonathan Duhamel both finished in 6-figure territory. Mike Matasow is above average with 83,000, average is about 78.
And number 5?
Kathy Liebert is the short stack of the Shooting Star bounties, but she's still got plenty of chips with 60,000.
Yeah, about a little above 60,000. But
we
we're gonna
almost had 6, but Faraz Jaka, after doubling up and surviving and doubling up, busted on the very last game of the night.
But we're gonna have another 28 or so bounties tomorrow.
Yes, I believe we're gonna have 29.
Okay, we're gonna have nearly 30 bounties tomorrow, so a lot more $5,000 bounties out there, a lot more t-shirts to be given out. But there is one other bonus given to the $10,000 given to the player who leads at the end of each starting day.
Yes, the chip leader bonus is another fun twist where within the last hour of play, people start kind of looking around and casing the joint, and at the beginning of the last level today, it looked like it was kind of a 2-horse race between Shannon Shore and Brandon Wong.
And kind of since the middle of the day,
they'd been going back and forth, big chip stacks all day long. Shannon kind of calls me over and is like, how many chips does Brandon Wong have? And they were separated by 3 or 4.
Probably said it with a bit better southern accent.
Yeah, 3,000 or 4,000 separating the two of them. But in the span of this this last hour of play, we had all sorts of people head to the top of the counts, drop to the top of the counts. I think we saw 4 different chip lead changes, yet our end-of-day chip leader was a
Came out of
monster
nowhere.
chip leader. Bryce Yagi, who was also the Club WPT Player of the Day, busted Eric Seidel.
Half an hour left in the day, and he was nowhere near the top of the chip counts.
He was above 100 though.
Yeah.
Which is well above average, so it's not like he had
Solid.
but earlier in the day he was down to 6,000 and it really rallied. Busted Eric Seidel to get up to 125,000. Then he and this guy that had been tangling a lot tangled in this massive pot where Bryce made quads to the other guy's 10s full.
Like his chances with quads.
240,000 in the vicinity.
And nobody else over 200,000.
Yeah, end of the day with 245,000 chips, which is 50,000 more than Brandon Wong, who finished the day second in chips with around 195,000.
And Shannon slipped to about 4th, but still strong going into day 2. They'll have tomorrow off.
Yes,
obviously.
they have a day off. We do not have a day off, but let's take some time to relax with question of the day. BJ,
Yes.
who is your favorite pirate?
I'm gonna go classic, but modern classic. Pirates of the
I know where you're
Caribbean,
going with this.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
A solid pick. Johnny Depp, very humorous, but
Best line when the guy says, "You're the worst pirate I ever heard of," and he says, "Ah, but you have heard of me."
don't we kind of want him to go away because some of these sequels are starting to suck?
I don't pay attention to the sequels.
All right,
The
well-
original was great.
Jack Sparrow's very good, but he's not as good as Long John Silver.
From Treasure Island.
No, from the Yum Yum Corporation. Have you eaten there? Their hush puppies are out of control.
I have eaten there, and their hush puppies are out of control. But that's why I did not choose Long John Silver.
Why would you not? I mean, it's a hush puppy. It's fried cornmeal that you can dip in ketchup. I can even ask the people behind the counter to take the fried drippings and scoop them into a container for me. That's how cool Long John Silver is.
I agree with everything except for the fact that that's cool.